Hello and welcome back. This is Jacob with a narration for the Arknights event Vigilo. No long intros this time. Let's get straight into the episode. This is part 4, Cogitatio. Dr. Jacob, you're saying that the two of you have known each other for a long time. Don't worry, I'm just a bit nervous. After all, you've known the doctor for longer than you've known me, and I would like to leave a good first impression. There's just one thing though. Calcit, you have some concerns about the kind of person the doctor is now, right? It's written all over your face. Let me find out as well, Calcit. I'm really curious what sort of person is that doctor who is so closely connected to your past. How should I go about it? Meeting this doctor, exchanging pleasantries, connecting the doctor to myself and the Sarkas. These are all questions I have to answer for myself. My opinion can influence you as well, yes? So Calcit, take me to see the doctor. Won't you? Good work, Scout. It's just a recon mission, part of my job. Where are Calcit and the doctor? The conference room. Is something wrong? Our spy and the military council has returned our intelligence. They don't intend to give us any breathing room. Unfortunately. A spy? Are you talking about that vampire noble? Your Majesty, I believe she only answers to the price of blood and is untrustworthy. Most of them are nothing more than speculators looking out after their own interests. Unless forced by the situation, I doubt she would ever even enter the war. Of course, I understand your concerns, Scout. But at least for now, she won't lie to me. She hasn't worked up the courage for that yet. Calcit, Doctor, are you too busy? Your Majesty, is your meeting over? Yes, but the results aren't exactly a cause for celebration. Am I interrupting your work? By the way, since I rarely get out of my meetings before noon, would you like to have lunch with me, Calcit? It's too early. Huh? Oh, I suppose it is. No, I meant to say you're a lot earlier than usual. It's hard to imagine that the people in the chairman's office would just let you go that easy, unless the result is so bad that there's nothing to talk about. Even if that is the case, you still did come a bit too early. I guess so, but we anticipated this current situation a long time ago, didn't we? So the discussions didn't go smoothly? I guess the situation is worse now, to the point where talks are about to break down. What happened? The military council has gained support, and our information channels throughout Kazel are shrinking. Babel will likely come under siege in the fall. Some of the Sarkas betrayed us, which is too expected. But Babel is not fully prepared yet. Sorry, Calcit. By the looks of things, we won't keep it together that long. The king of Nachtzerer and the rest of the royal court. They've only put forth a more demanding request. Don't worry, Calcit. They're just targeting me. But we no longer have the leeway to deal with more mistrust. Theresa? What is it, Doctor? Ah, right. I haven't formally solicited your advice yet, and it would be unbecoming of me to start giving orders rashly. Doctor, it seems we'll need to get a bit further away from Castle. This calls for a full relocation, or in other words, a retreat. Do you have a second opinion? This might be the only option. If possible, I would have liked to give everyone more options, but we're out of time. The military council's ideals are both too heavy-handed and directed, and I stood firmly opposed to their ideology. But to prevent Castle from making unnecessary sacrifices, we'll have to leave temporarily. I truly believe that we share the same heart, and the same blood flows through us, but even blood can be separated and transfused, and I don't know when we'll be able to merge again. At least for now, separating is the least demanding option. Every Sarkas has a desire to follow her beliefs. If I can feel your convictions, and there will be many Sarkas following you. But I will not help you make a decision. I can only bear witness. Yes, that's the best arrangement in front of us so far, Dr. Jacob. Alright then, without further ado, the two of you should pack up and get ready to set out. How much can we take with us? Unfortunately, not much. We may have to abandon a large number of our facilities. Ascalon will buy us some time. That's more than enough, Teresa. You don't need to dispatch any more hands to help us. I'll bring the doctor back to rendezvous with you safely. Then we'll follow the pre-arranged plan, Kaltzit. The person in charge will arrive later. But Dr. Kaltzit, I'm sorry to make you evacuate in such a hurry. We'll have to put the research on hold for the time being. How I hope to see the fruits of that they would bear. I'll work hard to create a space where we can continue our research. Finally, I believe things will take a turn for the better. "13 days later. Casdal border. Babel encampment. Dr. Jacob's camp. Who are you? Don't move. I'm not like those idiots getting themselves killed for no reason. I caught you alone. You shouldn't be doing this, Sarkas. Is that what someone in your shoes should be saying? I lost my patience a long time ago. Her Majesty, she even put you on a pedestal letting you talk down to us. But you've done nothing for us at all. You don't understand us at all. You and that feline aren't even Sarkas. You don't belong in Casdal. Now you swarm around Her Majesty using that intimate position of yours to push the babble she dreams about. Don't make me laugh. Her Majesty, Theresa, the great hero, thriving for 100 years, she needs foreigners to direct her every move. I don't trust your ilk. Outsider who have nothing to do with us. You, Doctor, to think that Her Majesty trusts you so much despite being an outsider, still act like a bystander. Let me hear it from you then. Which side has a better chance of winning? The fact that you can only think of preserving your own hide proves how pathetic you are. How dare you! Are you done? What? Scout, what are you doing here? Don't underestimate Ascalon, traitor, let alone Her Majesty. Her Majesty chose to be a missionary of benevolence, to allow people to get a taste of the right to freedom. But you used that freedom to do something vile. You clearly know that Her Majesty represents the Doctor, and you're also heard the Doctor's public statements. This one has nothing to do with our civil war. But you took advantage of Her Majesty's kindness and the Doctor's tolerance. Maybe there is no need for me to judge you, traitor. Scout. Doctor, I'm merely doing what has to be done. I get it, Scout. But he wanted answers from me. If he wanted to kill me, he could have done it already instead of getting caught up in his choices. You're still saying that now? Fine, you call the shots. Let me talk to him, Scout. Theresa won't mind.
Damn you. You want to talk reason with a knife to my neck? Ridiculous. Damn it.
Why do you think Her Majesty has chosen to trust two outsiders?
Why does Her Majesty trust you? It's nothing more than you using your rhetoric and silver tongue to manipulate fact and fiction. Ridiculous, hilarious. Her Majesty, our king, with her lofty ideas, is buying into this clown show.
Okay, Sarkas, call me a clown, but I can't walk with Teresa anymore. That ship has sailed. You think you don't trust me. It's Her Majesty you don't trust.
What gives you the right?
You're getting led around by the nose. You can't be a loyal vassal. You can't buy into her vision. All you've got is that title, Her Majesty. You can throw around to add weight to your choices.
Bullshit. You can talk like that about me? You dare say that I don't believe in Her Majesty's way?
Those were your words, not mine.
You filthy outsider, choke on your own spit.
Do you want to hear my opinion? I'll tell you, Sarkas. I know for a fact that it's not my fault, or Kaltzit's, that you lost faith in Her Majesty. You started to lose trust in her, and looked for reasons else to blame.
You talk out of your ass. If I really left Her Majesty, I would have taken your head with me.
If it's really my fault you don't buy into Her Majesty's sermons anymore, why bother confronting me? You're scared of Her Majesty's strength. Or are you scared you can't change Her Majesty's mind? You're still lost. You don't know your own destiny, but he wants it. It doesn't matter who you are. He knows that there will always be people like you, and there will always be such a bridge.
Who are you talking about?
They awakened you, worked you up, and it's not so I could listen to your talk. He wants to know what Teresa says, and how I react.
You...
That was never a part of the Council's plans. He needs to confirm this, whether Teresa acquired any additional power.
Who the hell are you talking about? Dirty tricks, vague blathering, just to lure me into confessing the defection, just to put on a show for Scout?
No, Sarkas. I only want you to walk out of this place alive.
What? Are you joking? What kind of joke is this?
The one who can guide his people to survive is the one crowned king in their hearts. I recognize you, traitor. That night you carried the wounded Ascalon back to the camp, and it was you who brought the final message from the fallen soldiers to inform the whole army of the location of the recon team. So I'm giving you this opportunity.
Impossible. Why would I believe you?
Take a good look around your situation, traitor. Regardless of what the doctor says, you have no choice but to believe it.
No. Scout don't be deceived. The purpose of releasing me into this rehabilitated... The purpose of releasing me is to rehabilitate these lies. I'm not going anywhere. You want to slander me as one of Theresa's spies? You don't have the slightest idea what I've been through. I am...
Enough. Your Majesty. Doctor, are you injured? No. Your Majesty, this incident broke out so quickly because I didn't notice the situation within the team. No, I told Scout to stand down. Otherwise, the Sarkas might have already been executed. I understand.
Your Majesty,
Ah, it's you. Yes, when I was giving my sermon, you were standing below. You are one of the many faces in the crowd. What the doctor said is right. You and your mercenaries have made military gains for us, but that is not an excuse for your current actions.
Your Majesty,
You don't trust me, Marco? You who rescued so many of your compatriots and brought back information for us from the most dangerous of places. Now you're no longer willing to trust me?
No, I was just... I can't even bear to look up at her. What have I said?
Your Majesty, it seems that there won't be any use interrogating him. The situation is grim and we need to evacuate imminently. We must immediately confirm whether there is any unrest with you among the team, or if there is a Castle spy. Please hand him over to Ascalon. Yes, before that, Doctor, can you tell me what he did to you just now?
He didn't do a thing.
This might have been a assassination attempt, but I don't see that as the case. Doctor. Theresa, if I was to say that he is by far the most innocent one, would you believe me? Dr. Jacob, this is no time to be cracking jokes. Scout probably doesn't see himself as a part of your skit either. But at least this Sarkas is indeed not on the list of spies that the captives named, Theresa.
Damned outsiders. How dare you call Her Majesty by name?
Do you hate Kaltzit? Do you hate the Doctor? Just because they are not Sarkas? Not because of what they've done or what they will do?
Yes, that's exactly right, Your Majesty. There are so many excellent people around you, so why do you insist on letting these outsiders?
Shut your mouth! Yes, I understand what you mean. Allow me to make one more question. Scout, what's your verdict? I respect your judgment, but per my opinion, he should be taken into custody immediately and locked up. According to military law, there can be only one outcome. Indeed, this is but one choice. We are always faced with countless choices. No matter what schemes or designs he may have, he will be unable to resist that desire. This won't be the last time you see actions like this. Theresa, if your tolerance creates further troubles, it will eventually threaten your safety. He simply made an unfortunate decision.
No, Your Majesty, please, I can explain. I'm Sarkas of Kazdal. I just couldn't bear the thought of you and Babel being so far away from Kazdal.
Initially, this was the thing I resisted the most. Underhanded tactics and tricks, if this was not the only way to achieve a lasting peace, I would not be able to swallow this pill. But the Sarkas have been waiting for too long. Among the countless wars, we must utilize this war, along with equally innumerable lives, to open up this world and understand its emotions. Kaltzit, Doctor, this will be the attitude I have towards you. We share the same beliefs and we can complement each other. Therefore, I chose to respect the Doctor's choice. Doctor, please tell me, how would you like this to end? The Sarkas. He carried out an act of betrayal not against me, but against an image of Theresa in his heart that had disappointed him. He cannot be called a traitor. As far as I can see, Her Majesty Theresa is willing to grant freedom to so many people. Why not exile the Sarkas and see what choices he makes? Let him fend for himself upon this land. He may find a new faith, maybe in you or someone else.
Why are you doing this?
I'm opposed. Even if the existing evidence does not prove his involvement with military council, I do not deem it prudent to release a soldier who openly attacked his commander. Theresa?
Your Majesty.
Leave it to the army. Yes, Marco, you are a Sarkas mercenary. So, Scout, take him to see Ascalon. Babel will decide your fate. Ascalon will decide your fate. That you consider yourself a Sarkas of Castle means you cannot leave.
Your Majesty, you're putting me to death?
Scout, before he has any outbursts of emotions, restrain.
No. No. You're right, that's right. Kill me. You're doing the right thing, sending a flake like me to hell. You were a war hero. To execute a traitor, or nobody like me, is what you should do. Behave yourself. I was wrong. Your Majesty, you still have what we long for, the story we've heard for decades. The banner of the 6 heroes still flies. How many have grown up listening to the tales of you leading the Sarkas against foreign raiders? The masses wait for that era to come again. I've been waiting, we've all been waiting. We're still waiting for those legends to reappear, waiting for that blood-stained history to reignite. That is what Sarkas should be. That is what the Sarkas must be. Your Majesty, now this is justice. Pardon. You have become justice.
This is the current situation. The mercenaries we've been able to contact will arrive in 2 days. Whose team is it? Hodder's. Hodder is an excellent commander, but he seems to despise war even more than he lets on. I will ensure that he arrives on time. Good work, Kaltzit. Perhaps one day the Sarkas can finally escape meaningless conflict and sacrifice. There is sorrow written all over your face. Is it because of the incident with Marco? In him I saw a microcosm. The road ahead of us is still long, Kaltzit. It's too long, Teresa, such that your people want an answer, and they want it placed before them. But you'll accompany me down that road, won't you? Of course. That said, I heard you were doing some fashion design last night. Oh no, are you going to discipline me? No, why would I? Proper relaxation is necessary for stress relief. The situation isn't optimistic. Your every move will affect the morale of all Sarkas. I know. Teresa. Doctor, what's the matter? Ascalon sends word that Marco committed suicide, out of fear of punishment. In order to avoid embarrassing his king. Teresa. I know. Doctor, what are you going to do next? In addition to the mercenaries, all Sarkas hiding under Kasla's sphere of influence are paying close attention to our movements. This is a comprehensive relocation, and we have no margin of error when it comes to intelligence and logistic work. Thank you. I'll speak with Ascalon later. She'll find good candidates. Very well. Doctor, don't worry. I trust you.
Thank you.
Hopefully the vision that I've seen will... No, rather as long as we can still see, let us move forward a bit.
That's right. I've already gotten used to it. Just a quick addition. Sorry about that one pause, break, whatever, in the close to the end there. My throat went almost out. But anyway, thank you for watching and listening.